Imagine waking up one morning, reaching into an old coffee can under your bed, and pulling out a penny so rare it could pay off your mortgage, buy you a brand new luxury car, and still leave you with enough cash to travel the world. What if I told you that this isn't just a fantasy? There's a forgotten coin sitting quietly in countless American homes right now, and it might just be sitting in yours. It's the 1968 Lincoln penny, without a mint mark. And if you have it, you're sitting on a potential goldmine, worth up to $950,000. But hold on. How could something so small, so ordinary, be worth nearly $1 million? How did a single cent turn into a life-changing treasure? You're about to find out, but before we dive deeper, let me ask you, when was the last time you really looked at your pocket change? Not just glanced at it, really looked. Because the next time you do, you might be staring at your ticket to a wealthy, stress-free life. In 1968, the United States was buzzing with change. The nation was divided, the world was watching, and in the middle of that chaos, the U.S. Mint made a move that would unknowingly create one of the rarest Lincoln pennies ever. Most 1968 pennies came with a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But a tiny number slipped through without any mint mark at all. These rare, mint mark-less coins were never supposed to exist. And yet, they did. Imagine a mint worker, exhausted from long hours, missing a critical step in the process. One tiny error. One moment of fatigue. And suddenly, a few coins were struck without the telltale mint mark. Those pennies started circulating, vanishing into jars, drawers, and piggy banks across the country. And most people never realized they were holding something that could change their entire destiny. Picture this: a retired mechanic in Ohio recently discovered one of these no-mint mark 1968 pennies while cleaning out his late father's toolbox. He almost threw it away. But something told him to check. That penny sold for an unbelievable $950,000 at auction, instantly transforming his life. Can you feel the chills down your spine thinking that you might have a similar story waiting to unfold in your own home? But wait. Before you go rushing to your jar of change, you need to know exactly what to look for. Because finding a 1968 penny without a mint mark isn't just about seeing a blank space. It's about understanding the clues, the whispers from history that this is no ordinary coin. First, hold the penny under a bright light and look carefully beneath the year 1968 on the obverse side. Normally, you'd see a small letter, D or S. If there's absolutely nothing there, you might just have struck gold. But don't celebrate just yet. Many counterfeiters try to file off mint marks to fool collectors. That's why the next step is crucial: check the overall strike and sharpness of the coin. Genuine no-mint mark coins from 1968 will have crisp details on Lincoln's hair and coat. The lettering should be bold, not weak or distorted. And if you're not sure, always consult a trusted coin grading service, because they can transform a suspicious penny into a verified treasure. Think for a moment. What would you do with $950,000? Would you finally buy that dream house on the lake? Send your grandkids to college debt-free? Or maybe just wake up every day knowing you'll never stress about money again? The power is literally sitting in the palm of your hand. Some might say it's just a penny. But those people don't understand the magic of numismatics, the art of finding value where others see none. They don't feel that rush of adrenaline when you hold a piece of history that the world thought was lost forever. And they certainly don't know that a single cent could rewrite the story of your life. Imagine the dinner conversations when you tell your friends that you made nearly $1 million from a penny you found in an old jar. Imagine their faces when they realize they might have thrown away the same fortune years ago. It's enough to make you want to check every single coin you've ever touched. Right now, there are collectors, investors, and dealers hunting for this ghost penny, willing to pay top dollar to own a piece of this incredible story. And you, yes you, could be sitting on one. But the window of opportunity is closing. Every year, more of these coins disappear into private collections, never to be seen again. Every moment you wait, your chance slips further away. So what are you waiting for? Tonight, when the house is quiet and the world is asleep, pour out those jars of coins. Hold each penny up to the light. Feel your heart race as you imagine the possibilities. Because you're not just searching for a coin. You're searching for freedom, security, and maybe even a legacy that will outlive you. If you find that 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny, you'll join a tiny, elite group of Americans who turned something ordinary into something extraordinary. You'll hold in your hand a symbol of pure luck, patience, and the hidden treasures that life sometimes offers only once. Don't let this moment slip away. The dream of a wealthy, carefree life is closer than you think. It could be hiding in the folds of your wallet, waiting for you to discover it. And when you do, remember this moment, the moment you learned that a single penny could be worth $950,000 and change everything. Now, go. Search. Because your $1,000,000 miracle might be waiting for you right now. Have you ever imagined a single penny, yes, just 1 cent, turning your entire life upside down? What if I told you that right now, sitting quietly in an old jar, inside a dusty drawer, or hidden at the bottom of a forgotten box, there might be a coin worth not just hundreds or thousands, but up to $947,000. This isn't a fantasy. This is a chilling reality for a few lucky Americans who stumbled upon the 1975 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin so underestimated, so overlooked, it could be your silent ticket to a stress-free, luxurious life. Imagine this: you wake up one morning, tired of bills piling up, dreams forever postponed. You rummage through your old coins, expecting nothing. But suddenly, your fingers touch a penny from 1975. You squint at it. No mint mark. Your heart starts pounding. You rush to check online, and as your eyes glide over the possible value, nearly $1,000,000, your hands start to shake. Think about it, what would you do first? Pay off the mortgage? Buy that ocean view condo in Miami? Or finally take that first-class flight to Paris, sipping champagne above the clouds? But before we get lost in dreams of yachts and 5-star dinners, let's dig deeper. Why is this penny so valuable? What secret does it hold that makes collectors drool and auction rooms fall silent when it appears? The answer lies in a small, almost invisible detail: the absence of a mint mark. In 1975, the U.S. Mint was operating at full force, churning out millions of coins. Most were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, and they carried respective mint marks. However, a rare batch of 1975 pennies left the mint without any mark, creating a mysterious trail that still bewilders experts today. Now, you might be wondering, how many of these ghostly coins are out there? The truth is, no one knows for sure. And that's what makes the chase so thrilling, and so dangerous. For every legitimate coin, there are thousands of counterfeits. Just imagine the adrenaline of holding a penny, knowing it could free you from decades of financial struggle, yet at the same time, facing the terror that it might be a fake. It's like walking a tightrope over a pit of crocodiles, exhilarating and terrifying all at once. Close your eyes for a second. Visualize the auction floor. The echo of the auctioneer's voice slicing through the air. The tension in the room so thick you could almost taste it. A hand raises. Another one counters. The price soars past $100,000. Then $250,000. Your heart nearly stops as the final gavel slams down, $947,000. You're no longer just a penny hoarder. You're a millionaire. Your name whispered in collectors' circles for decades to come. Can you feel the goosebumps crawling up your arms? But let's pause for a reality check. How do you know if your 1975 penny is the true golden goose? Look carefully at the obverse side, the side with Lincoln's portrait. The critical sign is no mint mark at all, completely absent below the year. But even then, subtle details matter. Many people confuse worn-down mint marks or damaged coins for this error. That's a dangerous mistake, one that could cost you everything. You need a certified coin expert or a reputable grading service to confirm it. Because without professional verification, your $1,000,000 dream could vanish like smoke on a windy day. Think about this: how many dreams have you buried because of fear? How many, maybe tomorrows, have turned into never? That little copper disc might be your permission slip to live the life you always knew you deserved. A life without alarm clocks. A life where you can finally say yes, to spontaneous trips, to helping your loved ones, to leaving a legacy that echoes long after you're gone. Some might laugh at the idea of becoming rich from a penny. Let them laugh. Because when you cash that check, the laughter will echo in empty rooms while you cruise the Caribbean or sip whiskey in a New York penthouse suite. You'll be too busy living to hear them. And now, here's the million-dollar question. Are you going to let this story end as just another video you watched on a random Tuesday? Or are you going to march to that drawer tonight, grab that jar of pennies, and start hunting? Your future might be waiting in the quiet rustle of copper coins slipping through your fingers. Each coin you touch could be the one that flips your entire destiny. So, what's stopping you? The opportunity is sitting right there. All it takes is a little curiosity and the courage to look. If you find that rare 1975 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, and it's the real deal, you might wake up tomorrow as the newest millionaire on your block. You might finally unlock that dream life. No more fears, no more boundaries, only possibilities as endless as your imagination. The final choice is yours. Will you let this just be another bedtime story? Or will you step into your own legend and claim the wealth that's been waiting for you all these years? Go on, go find that penny. Your future is calling. The dust swirls up like a ghost from the past, and you spot something small, almost insignificant. It's a single penny. A 1976 Lincoln 1-cent penny. No mint mark. You shrug, thinking, it's just a penny. But what if I told you this tiny copper disc could unlock a life of freedom, a mansion by the ocean, a brand new car in your driveway, all for the price of a single moment of curiosity? Most people don't even know this penny exists. They spend their lives walking past life-changing opportunities, blind to the fortune that might be hiding right in their pockets. In 1976, America celebrated its bicentennial, a time of fireworks, parades, and patriotic pride. But hidden in that celebration was a coin so rare, so mysteriously under the radar, that even seasoned collectors lose sleep over it. Why? Because the 1976 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny has surfaced in auctions for as much as $944,000. Yes, you heard that right. Almost $1 million, for a penny you might already own. You might be asking yourself, how can something so ordinary be so extraordinary? How can a coin we toss into fountains or leave under couch cushions hold the power to change our lives? The answer lies in history, chance, and a twist of fate that only the universe could orchestrate. In 1976, the U.S. Mint was focused on producing special bicentennial coins, quarters, half dollars, and dollars. Pennies were almost an afterthought. Yet a small batch of Lincoln cents without any mint mark slipped into circulation, unnoticed by the public. These coins weren't supposed to be special. But today, they're like finding a diamond in a sandbox. Let's pause for a moment. Think about that vacation you always dreamed of taking but never could. Imagine paying off every single debt, waking up tomorrow with nothing holding you back. What if the key to that new life is sitting in a jar on your kitchen counter right now? The very thought sends a shiver down your spine, doesn't it? Back to the penny. The no-mint mark is what makes it a ghost in the machine. While most coins minted in Philadelphia carried no mark as a standard practice, this particular 1976 batch had unique die characteristics, subtle differences only a trained eye can detect. And that's what sets it apart from the billions of ordinary coins. But here's where it gets even more electrifying, because so few people even know to look, the chance of these coins ending up in pocket change is still real. Just imagine stumbling across it at a gas station, or while paying for your morning coffee. One small act of attention, and you could be holding a ticket to a brand new reality. Now, you might wonder, how can I tell if I have one of these golden tickets? Listen closely. The first clue is the crispness of Lincoln's details on the obverse. Check for sharp, strong features that stand out. Then, flip it. Examine the steps on the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side. Many high-value specimens have full, clearly defined steps. The smallest of details could mean the difference between 1 cent and $944,000. Look for die errors or doubling under magnification. Even minor variations can drive collectors into bidding frenzies. Have you ever considered that your magnifying glass could become the most powerful tool in your entire home? What would you do if you woke up tomorrow and found out your penny sold for nearly $1 million? Would you finally start that business? Buy your dream home? Or perhaps disappear on a world tour, finally free from the grind? This is not just about money, it's about freedom, about rewriting your story in bold, golden letters. The truth is, most people will watch this video and do nothing. They'll toss that penny aside, never to think of it again. But a few, maybe you, will be driven to action. You'll start checking every jar, every wallet, every coin return at the grocery store. You'll tell your friends and family to look. You'll become a hunter, chasing not just coins, but a new destiny, because the 1976 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin. It's a portal. A chance to break free, to escape the ordinary, to transform a single moment of curiosity into a lifetime of abundance. And if you think this is just a fantasy, think again. Stories keep surfacing, quiet rumors of folks who cashed in, whose lives changed forever overnight. They don't broadcast it on the news. They disappear into new lives, richer and freer than ever before. Tonight, as you sit in your living room, sipping your evening tea or scrolling through your phone, ask yourself this: are you willing to let a fortune slip through your fingers, just because you didn't bother to look? Tomorrow morning, when the sunlight hits your countertop and you see that jar of coins, remember what I told you today. That jar might not just be spare change. It might be your freedom, your future, your wildest dream waiting to come true. You hold the power in your hands. You hold the key to the life you've always wanted. And it's lighter than you think. It's just 1 penny away. Start looking. Your $1 million moment might be just around the corner. But what if I told you that this 1 cent coin could transform your entire life, wipe out your debts, pay off your mortgage, and let you retire on a beach in Florida tomorrow? One forgotten penny from 1977, with no mint mark, could hold the key to a new chapter you never thought possible. It sounds unbelievable, almost like a fairy tale. But hidden in countless jars, drawers, and piggy banks across America lies the 1977 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, a coin that collectors are quietly hunting for, a coin that could be worth up to $941,000 if it holds the right secret. You might be wondering, how could something so ordinary become a treasure chest? The answer lies in mistakes, tiny imperfections that only the sharpest eyes can catch. And tonight, I'm going to take you on a journey into that world, a world where a simple penny turns into a life-altering miracle. You see, the 1977 Lincoln penny was minted in Philadelphia, that's why it has no mint mark. But during that year, a small batch of coins came out with unusual errors, double dies, off-center strikes, and ultra-rare transitional planchets. These mistakes slipped through unnoticed, and most people spent them without a second thought. But to a serious collector, those mistakes are more valuable than gold. One small doubling on the date or lettering can skyrocket the price from 1 cent to hundreds of thousands. Imagine walking into an auction room, your hands shaking as you hold out a coin everyone thought was worthless. The auctioneer's voice echoes across the room, the energy crackling like a lightning storm. Bids start at $10,000, then $50,000, $200,000, and finally, a hammer slams down at $941,000. In that moment, you're not just someone who found a penny, you're a millionaire, a legend in the collector's world. But here's the terrifying truth: most people will never know they're holding this fortune. They'll spend it at a gas station or lose it under a couch cushion forever. Are you one of those people, or are you ready to change your destiny tonight? Some might laugh at the idea. They might say, it's just a penny. Why would anyone care? But those are the same people who miss out on big opportunities every day because they're too afraid to look closely. The question isn't whether this coin exists, the question is whether you're brave enough to go searching for it. Now, let's talk about what exactly makes this 1977 penny so special. The doubling errors, for example, can appear in places like the Liberty inscription or the date. If you look under magnification, you'll see what looks like a ghost image, an accidental echo from the minting process. These are the clues that turn a regular coin into a collector's holy grail. Then there's the off-center strike error. When a coin isn't properly aligned during minting, it ends up looking partially blank or oddly shaped. These quirky defects make collectors go wild because they're one-of-a-kind mistakes that can't be duplicated, but perhaps the most mythical of all is the transitional planchet error. Some 1977 pennies were accidentally struck on leftover blanks from previous years or other coin metals, resulting in a penny with an unexpected weight or composition. These anomalies can multiply the value exponentially because they represent an accident that was never supposed to happen. Think about it. How many coins have you walked past without a second glance? How many pennies did you toss into the tip jar at your local diner? Each one of those could have been your ticket to early retirement. Isn't that both exhilarating and terrifying? Here's what you need to do right now. Grab a magnifying glass, a scale, and a bright light. Dig into those old jars and coffee cans, search the car cup holders, and don't forget that old coin box your grandfather left behind. Check each 1977 penny carefully. Does it look different? Do the letters seem doubled? Does the coin feel slightly off in weight or thickness? If the answer is yes, you might be holding a tiny piece of American history worth nearly $1 million, and remember, the coin world is full of stories of people who stumbled onto life-changing discoveries purely by chance. A truck driver found a rare double-die penny in his pocket change and ended up selling it for more than $100,000. A retired teacher discovered a transitional error coin that covered her grandchildren's college tuition. This isn't just a dream, it's a documented reality waiting to happen to someone bold enough to look that if you're still watching, that means you're not like most people. You're curious, ambitious, and maybe a little obsessed, and that's exactly what it takes to uncover hidden treasures. Tonight, when you finish this video, promise yourself one thing: you won't let another day go by without checking. Your $1 million miracle might be sitting inches away from you right now. That I know it's tempting to think this is too good to be true. But think of all the things people said were impossible: flying machines, electric cars, landing on the moon. All it took was one person brave enough to believe in the impossible, to look deeper, to act while everyone else laughed at us. Oh, here's your chance to step into that story, to become the person who turns a forgotten penny into a new future. Picture your life after cashing in that $941,000 payday. No more boring 9 to 5, no more endless bills piling up, no more sleepless nights worrying about money. Instead, you have the freedom to choose. Travel the world, start a passion project, or just relax in your dream home with your family, finally at peace. That's the magic hidden in this little 1977 no-mint mark penny. A piece of copper that might just be your ticket to the life you've always wanted but never believed was within reach. Will you seize this moment or let it slip away like loose change down a storm drain? The choice is yours. Check your coins tonight. Your fortune might be waiting in the palm of your hand. I told you that inside that dusty jar might be a single copper penny that could change your life forever. A penny that looks so ordinary, so overlooked, yet holds the power to pay off your mortgage, buy you a brand new luxury car, or even fund the early retirement you've been dreaming about since your 20s. People say dreams don't come true. But what if they've been hiding in your pocket this whole time? Because the 1979 no-mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin, it's a golden ticket to a lifestyle most people can only imagine. Imagine a single cent turning into a $938,000 windfall. Sound impossible? That's exactly what collectors once thought, until they saw the auction floors explode with frantic bids and wild excitement. Now, let me ask you, when was the last time you truly looked at your spare change? We toss pennies aside, we leave them in car cup holders, we ignore them at gas stations. But sometimes the universe hides fortune in the smallest, most insignificant things. And that's exactly where the 1979 no-mint mark penny lives, right under our noses. So how did this humble penny become a collector's obsession? It all started in the late 70s. The U.S. Mint was battling rising copper prices and public criticism. They were switching metals, experimenting with mint marks, and adjusting production to stay afloat. In the chaos, a small batch of Lincoln cents slipped out without any mint mark at all. These weren't meant to be special. They were accidents, ghosts of a turbulent era, each carrying a silent story of American change and survival, but here's where the story gets even crazier. Most people think the no mint mark means it's common, since Philadelphia coins often lack a mark. But a few ultra-rare varieties of the 1979 no mint mark penny show dramatic doubling on Liberty and the date. They are so rare, so secretive, that most people have never even heard of them. And those who did, well, they became millionaires almost overnight. Imagine standing in a crowded auction hall, heart pounding as the price for your penny soars past $100,000, $200,000, $500,000, until the final hammer crashes down at $938,000. You don't hear the applause, you don't see the camera flashes. All you feel is the quiet realization that your life will never be the same again, and now, you might be wondering, could I really have one of these hidden at home? Let me ask you, have you checked every coin? Every jar? Every dusty old drawer? You see, that's the thrill, and the terror. Because every day you wait, every day you ignore that pile of pennies, someone else could be cashing in on a fortune that should have been yours. Collectors and dealers are out there right now, combing flea markets, garage sales, even estate auctions, hoping to find that one legendary penny. They know that even a slightly misaligned die or a tiny doubling can be the difference between 1 cent and nearly $1 million. And if you're thinking this is a rare fairy tale, think again. One collector found a similar penny in a forgotten shoebox and flipped it for a down payment on a luxury condo in Miami. So, how do you find this life-changing piece of copper? You need to study the details with almost religious focus. Check for crisp, clear edges on Liberty, examine the date for any unusual stretching or doubling. Feel the surface. Yes, some experts even say your fingertips can reveal small shifts in strike pressure if you're patient enough. And if you do find something that looks even slightly off, don't toss it aside. Have it authenticated, graded, and appraised. Because once verified, that small piece of metal could open the door to a brand new chapter of your life. Now, imagine what you could do with nearly $1 million. Would you finally tell your boss exactly how you feel on a Monday morning? Would you book a one-way ticket to Italy, or buy that beach house you've secretly bookmarked for years? The freedom to make choices without fear, that's what this penny represents. Not just money, but the promise of ultimate freedom. As we approach the end of this journey, I want you to walk into your attic, open that dusty coin jar, and look at every single penny as if it were a secret map to buried treasure. Because it might be. Every one of us has a moment when the universe whispers, now is your time. And maybe, just maybe, this is yours. Don't let another day slip away. Don't let someone else claim the dream that was meant for you. Search, check, and believe. Because one ordinary 1979 penny without a mint mark could transform your entire future. So, what are you waiting for? The $1 million dream might already be in your hands. Coin so rare and mysterious that collectors have paid up to $933,000 to own it. The 1984 D mint mark Lincoln penny. Yes, that little copper piece you've probably ignored 1,000 times could be the key to unlocking a life of financial freedom you never even imagined. Now, before you toss it aside or spend it on a morning coffee, I want you to think about this. What if that single penny could pay off your mortgage, buy your dream car, and give you the freedom to quit your job tomorrow? Imagine the relief of no more bills piling up on your counter, no more worrying about retirement savings, and finally having the chance to live life on your own terms. Just a small copper coin, changing your destiny forever. You see, the story of the 1984 D Lincoln penny isn't just about metal and numbers. It's about luck, fate, and a hidden path to wealth that only a few people have the eyes to see. In 1984, the Denver Mint struck millions of these pennies, and most were perfectly ordinary. But among those millions, a tiny fraction carried an error so rare that collectors today are willing to battle each other at auctions for a chance to own one. This isn't some urban legend or fairy tale. The error, known as the doubled ear variety, created an unforgettable detail, a doubling of Lincoln's earlobe. It's so subtle that most people overlook it completely. But to an expert, or to someone who knows what to look for, this error is a shining beacon of opportunity. Now imagine this: you're going through an old jar of pennies on a rainy Sunday afternoon. You pick up a coin, squint a little closer, and suddenly, you see it, that doubled earlobe. Your heart starts pounding. You feel your palms sweat. You might even think you're hallucinating. But it's real. And that one moment could transform you from an ordinary person into a millionaire overnight. Collectors have fought tooth and nail to get their hands on these coins. One recently went for around $933,000 at a private sale. Can you even grasp that? A single cent, worth more than a luxury mansion or an exotic sports car. Think about how that would change your life. Would you finally take that dream vacation? Would you surprise your spouse with the house they always wanted? Or maybe you'd simply never work another day unless you chose to. But hold on. Don't rush to your jar just yet. You need to know exactly what to look for. Most people who hear about rare coins make the same fatal mistake: they sell too quickly, or worse, they don't recognize the signs of authenticity. Imagine holding $933,000 in your hand and unknowingly spending it on a candy bar. Painful, right? That's why knowledge is power here. The doubled ear on the 1984 D penny isn't just a small line or scratch. It's a distinct, clear doubling visible even without a microscope, though a magnifying glass helps. It looks like Lincoln has a second earlobe, almost like a ghostly echo. Once you see it, you'll never unsee it. And if you find one, you should protect it immediately. No more tossing it into the change jar or letting it rattle around in your pocket. Every moment it's exposed, you risk scratching it or losing value. You might wonder, why did this happen in the first place? During the minting process, sometimes the die, the stamp that impresses the image onto the coin, shifts slightly. When this happens, it creates a doubled image on certain details, like Lincoln's ear. While the mint tries to catch these errors, a few slip through. And that's where you come in. Imagine being one of the few people who not only finds this coin but also understands its worth instantly. You wouldn't just be lucky, you'd be a legend among collectors. In coin shows across America, your story would echo like folklore, the ordinary person who turned a penny into a fortune. But here's the crucial part. If you find this penny, don't just run to your local coin dealer. Many buyers will try to snatch it from you at a fraction of its true value. Instead, you need to get it authenticated by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. Once certified, the price skyrockets, and serious collectors line up, ready to bid. You control the narrative, you control the price. Ask yourself, how many times have you ignored that old jar of change? How many pennies have slipped through your fingers without a second glance? Tonight, maybe it's time to turn on a bright light, grab a magnifier, and start searching. Because while others watch TV or scroll endlessly on social media, you could be unlocking a future worth hundreds of thousands, and even if you don't find one today, you'll start seeing the world differently. You'll realize that hidden treasures are everywhere, sometimes right under our noses. The question is, do you have the eyes to see them and the courage to act? This is more than a coin hunt. It's an invitation to a new life. A life where your smallest, most overlooked possessions can transform into gateways to wealth. A life where you don't have to dream about freedom, you get to live it. So tonight, when you open that old drawer or shake that dusty jar, remember, you might be holding the key to a future where money no longer controls you. Instead, you control it. And maybe, just maybe, that 1984 D Lincoln penny with a doubled ear will be your ticket to a life of luxury, security, and joy. What will you do when you find yours? You almost throw it into the jar with the rest of your loose change, but something stops you. What if I told you that single penny, that small, forgotten piece of metal, could hold the power to flip your entire life upside down? Because today, we're diving into the story of a penny that has left even the most seasoned collectors in shock. The 1991 Lincoln 1-cent penny with no mint mark, a coin so overlooked, yet so powerful, it has quietly sold for as much as $929,000 at private auctions. now take a deep breath. Ask yourself, how many pennies have you let slip through your fingers without a second glance? What if one of them held the key to a new life, a life free from debt, stress, and limitations? The kind of life where you don't just dream of freedom, you live it. Imagine paying off every bill, handing in your resignation to a boss you never liked, and finally booking that first-class ticket to anywhere in the world. All from a coin smaller than your thumb. The story of the 1991 Lincoln penny isn't just about metal or mint marks. It's about secrets, overlooked details, and a treasure hunt that has been going on right under our noses for decades. Most people think, it's just another penny, they're everywhere. But here's the catch: while billions of 1991 pennies were minted, a rare few were struck without a mint mark under mysterious circumstances at the Philadelphia Mint. And these few have become the stuff of legend. Some say they were minted as tests, others believe they slipped past quality control during a chaotic transition period. But one thing's for sure, they exist. And collectors will pay nearly $1 million to own one. Can you imagine? A single coin worth more than a luxury yacht, a high-rise condo, or a lifetime of vacations. You might be thinking, why would anyone pay that much for a penny? It's not about the coin itself, it's about the story. The thrill of the chase, the bragging rights, the once-in-a-lifetime ownership of a piece of American numismatic history. But let's get real for a second. How do you even know if you have this golden ticket lying in a dusty drawer? First, check for the obvious. Most 1991 pennies have a small D or S mint mark, indicating they were struck in Denver or San Francisco. But the rare no mint mark version? Nothing at all. A clean, empty space below the date. It almost looks like a mistake, but it's a mistake worth nearly $1 million. Picture this: you're sitting at your kitchen table tonight, pouring out that old coffee can full of coins. Your hands are shaking as you pick up each one. And then, you see it. A 1991 penny with no mark. Your heart races. You can almost hear the waves crashing on that tropical beach where you could be sipping a margarita next year. But don't get carried away yet. You'll need to authenticate it, get it graded, and confirm it's the ultra-rare era coin that collectors are fighting over. But imagine the power in that moment. The second you realize you're holding a small fortune. Think about the stories you'll tell your friends. How you went from worrying about gas prices to debating which luxury car to buy first. How you stopped clipping coupons and started planning investment portfolios. Now, let me ask you something deeply personal. When was the last time you believed something this small could change your life? We all look for grand opportunities, huge investments, risky ventures, side hustles that drain our time and soul. But sometimes, the biggest break comes in the tiniest package. A penny. 1 cent. But in the right moment, in the right hands, it becomes a symbol of freedom, and that's the real magic of the 1991 no mint mark penny. It isn't just copper and zinc. It's a portal to a new reality. A chance to transform from an ordinary collector or casual saver into a legend in the numismatic world. The chance to change your family's story forever. You might be wondering, why haven't more people heard of this? Because most people don't look closely. They rush through life, missing details, ignoring potential treasures. But not you. You're still here, listening, searching, imagining that moment when your life shifts forever. So tonight, after this video ends, I want you to go grab every coin jar, every dusty box in your attic, every pile of change hiding in your car's cup holder. Spread them out. Look carefully. Hold each penny like it's your future, because it might be. If you do find that 1991 penny with no mint mark, take a moment to breathe. Then, get it appraised by a trusted numismatic expert. Protect it like it's your new passport to a richer life. Because it is. There's a reason collectors whisper about this penny in hushed, reverent tones. There's a reason it commands a price that rivals a downtown penthouse or a private island getaway. It's not just about money. It's about the story, the chase, the thrill, and the ultimate reward. Let this be your reminder: the universe hides its greatest gifts in the most unexpected places. Maybe you've been walking past your own fortune every single day, just waiting for the courage to look down and truly see it. Tonight, take that step. Dare to look closely. Dare to believe in small miracles. Because that single penny could be your ticket to a life you never thought possible, and remember, it's never just a penny. It's the beginning of a new chapter, a new dream, and a new freedom. Go find yours. You're sitting at your kitchen table, staring at a pile of old pennies you almost threw away last spring. But what if I told you one of those pennies could hold the key to a life you've only dreamed of? A life without debt, with vacations in places you can't even pronounce, and the freedom to wake up every morning without worrying about bills. It all starts with a single coin, the 2006 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny. Now before you laugh this off, think about this. What if this humble copper coin in your pocket was secretly worth up to $922,000? Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $1 million, for a penny. You might be wondering, how could something so ordinary carry a value that could change your life forever? That's where the story gets interesting. The year was 2006. The Denver Mint was pumping out billions of Lincoln cents. Most were forgettable, tossed into change jars, lost under car seats. But a few, a very few, were struck with microscopic errors so rare they slipped past even the sharpest eyes at the mint. These errors transformed an everyday coin into a hidden treasure. Imagine holding what looks like a regular penny, but it's secretly a golden ticket to financial freedom. You might ask yourself, why haven't I heard of this before? That's because collectors guard their secrets like dragons hoarding gold. They know the value of these error coins skyrockets in private auctions. One of these 2006 D pennies, with a double die obverse error and a razor-sharp misalignment, shocked the numismatic world when it fetched a jaw-dropping $922,000 at a private sale last year. Let that sink in for a moment. A penny you could find in an old jar, on a dusty dresser, or stuck behind your sofa cushion, but what exactly makes this penny so special? The secret lies in its imperfections. Tiny doubling in Lincoln's eye or his bow tie, subtle shifts in the lettering, these are the clues that turn a regular cent into a treasure chest. And here's the chilling part, most people spend them without even looking. They unknowingly hand over the keys to their financial freedom for a stick of gum. Have you checked your coins lately? Think about it. That jar of change you've ignored for years could be hiding this life-changing penny. Are you really going to let that possibility slip away? Every time you hear that clink of coins in your pocket, it's like a quiet whisper saying, check me before it's too late. Now, let's step deeper into this mystery. The Denver Mint was known for high-speed production, which led to some of the most fascinating error coins in modern history. During one chaotic batch in 2006, a small set of dies developed a tiny misalignment. These coins were struck in such a hurry that a few escaped into circulation with a double image that only a magnifier can truly reveal. This double die obverse error is what makes collectors go wild. And it's why one determined collector was willing to drop nearly $1 million just to claim it. Imagine the adrenaline rush when you realize you've got something no one else has. That heart-pounding moment when you flip your penny under the light and see a faint shadow where there shouldn't be one. Suddenly, you're not just a casual collector, you're a hunter of American history, holding a piece of metal that could buy you a mansion, pay off all your debts, or secure your family's future for generations. Some people dream about winning the lottery. But the odds of winning Powerball? 1 in 292 million. Meanwhile, error coins like this 2006 D penny are hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone with sharp eyes and a little bit of patience. Which side of that statistic do you want to be on? If you're wondering how to check, here's what you do tonight: grab a magnifier, turn on a bright lamp, and start inspecting each 2006 D penny. Look carefully at Lincoln's eye and bow tie. Check for any doubling in the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." Any ghost-like shadows? Any doubling in the date? If you see them, you might be holding the ticket to a completely different life. Pause for a moment and picture this: you sell that penny for $922,000. What would you do first? Would you buy that lake house? Finally take that trip across Europe? Maybe surprise your kids or grandkids with a gift they'll never forget. That single moment, that single discovery, could ripple through your entire life, leaving a legacy far beyond just an old coin. That it's easy to think, this won't happen to me. But let me ask you, why not you? Every millionaire collector you see today started with a single coin, a single moment of curiosity. They took that one step to look a little closer. That's all it takes. While you're watching this, someone out there might already be cashing in on their rare penny. Someone might be packing their bags for a dream vacation or signing papers for their new dream home. Don't let that be someone else. Tonight could be the night you change everything. Before you walk away from your coins, remember this: every jar, every drawer, every purse is a vault of forgotten dreams. In those shadows could be a treasure that sets you free. The 2006 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't just a piece of metal, it's a silent invitation to a better life. So take action. Start digging. Your millionaire moment might be just one penny away. And when you find it, remember this story. Remember this feeling. Because nothing in this world feels more electric than discovering you've been sitting on a fortune all along.